Welcome into the Titans today. I am your host, Brett Alper. And on today's show, we're going to be going over a recent mock draft that released. It's Field Yates and Mel Kiper Jr. They combined together to create a 3-round mock draft, and we're going to go through all of the Titans' picks for that draft. But, well, you'll see the Titans don't have a 3rd-round pick, so it'll be 2 picks for the Tennessee Titans. But if you're excited, because I'm excited, we are 8 days away, people. 8 days is basically a week. I'm calling it a week. A week from the NFL draft. So hit that big red sub button, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to have Titans videos all throughout the NFL draft and the week leading up to the NFL draft. So you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. As we can see, the Tennessee Titans draft picks, you know, they got the number 1 overall pick. Round 2, pick 35, and then we won't be seeing the 3rd-round mock from Field Yates and Mel Kiper because the Titans, well, they don't have a 3rd-round pick. You got 4ths, you got 5ths, you got 6th, no 7th-round picks. I could possibly see the Titans maybe trading up to get into that 3rd round, but this is a mock draft without trade. So without further ado, let's go into the draft. With the first pick, the Tennessee Titans select, oh my God, crazy shocker, Cam Ward, number 1. And just to give you guys an idea who's going number 2, number 3, and number 4, Travis Hunter, number 2 to Cleveland, Abdul Carter, number 3 to the Giants, and Will Campbell, number 4 to the New England Patriots. And pick 1, I mean, we all know this is an absolute no shocker here. These are the odds from a couple sports betting books that I've looked at, and me, I'm a gambling guy. Minus 20,000. Minus 20,000 for Cam Ward to go number 1. That means you got to put the house. You got to put your whole car. $20,000 gets you win $100. That's how much of a lock Cam Ward is to go number 1. If we look at pick 2, this is where it gets a little interesting. Minus 310 for Travis Hunter, plus 210 for Abdul Carter, and plus 700 for Shedeur Sanders. And pick 3, you flip-flop them. Abdul Carter, minus 250. Travis Hunter, plus 250. Shedeur Sanders, plus 600. I like these odds. Minus 250. Travis Hunter is a good value. We don't really know what Cleveland's going to do at number 2. And Shedeur Sanders at number 3. The Giants are taking a workout. You might want to get in on that action at plus 600. That's a little good value there. But let's go back into Cam Ward being number 1 overall. Field Yates had the opportunity of doing all the odd picks, and, well, Titans have the 1st pick and the 35th pick. Those are both odds. So he said this on Cam Ward. The Titans' off-season actions, including adding to their offensive line, indicate how they are approaching this pick, saying signing Dan Moore Jr. and Kevin Zeitler. They still need a QB1 of the future with Will Levis atop the depth chart. Ward is my top-ranked signal caller in this class, and he'd be a great fit in Tennessee. Ward has a dynamic skill set, displays a rocket arm, and is the class's most innovative passer when under duress. Cam Ward has said it himself. We saw on Pro Day. Everybody loved it. And Cam Ward said it, that Tennessee was the perfect fit for him. He said, in Mario Cristobal's offense at Miami, I would fit perfectly. It'd basically be a plug-and-play if you had me with Brian Callahan and the Tennessee Titans. And we know it's a quarterback-driven league in the NFL. You need a QB to be successful. Yeah, the Titans could improve their defense. They can improve the offensive line. They still need to go get a wide receiver, which that'll be a little foreshadowing into later of today's show. But you need a quarterback. And I could see the Tennessee Titans being like one of those teams that flip-flop right away. We saw the Washington Commanders do it. We've seen the Houston Texans do it. Tennessee Titans could be that next team to get their franchise quarterback and become maybe a top 15 in year 1, because right now the quarterback play in the NFL is kind of mediocre, and take this team to possibly maybe a playoff push in 2025. And I think the Tennessee Titans head coach, Brian Callahan, 2nd year, he's the guy to develop Cam. If we look at his history with quarterbacks, he was with the Denver Broncos when a guy named Peyton Manning was there. He helped him. And we saw an MVP-type season from Peyton Manning in 2013. Then he was with the Cincinnati Bengals up until he became the Titans head coach. Who was the Bengals quarterback? A guy named Joe Burrow, who was arguably, if not the 2nd or 3rd best quarterback in the league. That defense is awful, and that's the reason why he didn't win MVP. I mean, he had the statistics that were absolutely incredible. So Brian Callahan has worked with 2 incredible quarterbacks. He knows the position, and I think Cam Ward would be an excellent choice, as I've said before on many times on this channel, that he would be the perfect pick for the Tennessee Titans. Minus 20,000 draft odds. Lock it in. Are you excited for Cam Ward to be a Titan? Let me know down in the comments. Type HY for hell yes, or type HN for hell no. We're going to get into the later picks of the second round for the Titans mock draft, but first, I got to tell you guys about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Game Time. Game Time is the perfect app if you're looking to buy tickets. Like me, who's a procrastinator, I wait until the last second. I went to the Mavericks, I think it was the Mavericks-Rockets game, and I waited literally an hour before tip-off to go and get tickets. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier, even for hard-to-get playoff seats. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to tip-off. Save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater. You can get everything with Game Time. With killer last-minute deals, all-in pricing, views from your seat, and the lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets. And also, we still got a couple other sports going on. The Predators, they got a few more games left in the season. But then, of course, you have Vanderbilt baseball. You got the Nashville Sounds. And if you want to go see MLS, that is the place to be. You got to go to Game Time and use the promo code CHATSPORTS. That's Chat Sports where terms apply. And again, download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase where terms apply. That is promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It's game time. All right. So we got pick number 35. And this, I was like, oh, thank God. Because the last mock draft I saw, it was an edge who really I didn't think was a great pick for the Titans at 35. Now, if it's third round or fourth round, different story. But with pick 35, this is a guy that's going to be into, like, this guy needs to come in and make an impact right away. And we got Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State with pick 35. If we look at the Titans wide receiver depth chart, you can clearly see they need a wide receiver. You got Calvin Ridley. You got Van Jefferson, who is on the decline of his career. He won a Super Bowl, but that was almost 5 years ago. And then Treylon Burks, which we have no idea if he's even going to be an impact in 2025. Jaden Higgins, he wasn't my first pick if I was going to take a wide receiver for the Titans. I mean, look at these measurables. 6'4", 214. Like, he is an absolute behemoth at wide receiver. Tall. He's probably going to be able to go up there and get the ball at the highest point. And he's got size. Field Yates said this on Jaden Higgins. The Titans got Cam Ward. Now they must provide him with some legit playmakers beyond Calvin Ridley. Higgins could bring size, speed, and versatility outside. And you could see this in his measurables. I mean, his RAS score was just kind of off the charts. He's in the 90th percentile in height, the 80th percentile in weight. His vertical jump and his broad jump, you just look at those, and that's eye-popping. His 40-yard dash, he's a speed demon. And just overall, in the 98th percentile, this guy is a guy that's going to just pop right then, and you pair him up with Cam Ward, that is a deep threat waiting to happen. He was at Eastern Kentucky for 2 years. Shout out to the Colonels. For 2 years, had solid stats, and then he showed that he was enough. He could play Power 5 ball. You go from FCS to FBS, and oh my God, his stats jumped. 53 catches in 2023. 87 in 2024, almost 1,200 yards. And the big thing that pops out to me more than anything is, oh yeah, in 2 years, he's only had 3 drops. 87 receptions and only 2 drops in 2024. This is a guy that is going to make an impact, and I would love to see that connection with Higgins and Cam Ward. This is what PFF had in his scouting profile. I'm going to read this for you guys. Higgins came from humble college football beginnings as a 0-star recruit. He spent his first 2 seasons at EKU before jumping to Iowa State in the transfer portal, hoping to continue the pipeline of NFL receivers coming out of Ames, Iowa, including Hakeem Butler, Allen Lazard, and Xavier Hutchinson. Higgins is well built for an X receiver, has some added wiggle and agility for a big man as a possession type. He has reliable hands. He consistently catches the ball away from his body. He brings great footwork and a variety of releases to effectively get off press coverage. He also knows how to run almost all routes in the tree. While Higgins isn't a consistent winner with athleticism before and after the catch, he can still create separation due to his savviness and foot quickness. He's a willing blocker with good length. That sounds like a perfect guy to me, honestly. But when I look at this, Calvin Ridley, it's very, very, very similar. You can throw the deep ball. He's not going to really, if you throw it to him, he's not going to get a lot of yak yards, and that's what you get with Jaden Higgins. But personally, I want a slot receiver. I want a quick, speedy, 5'10" to 6' guy that you can go across the middle and kind of, you have to get the safeties away from Calvin Ridley, and that brings up the deep ball. Because Cam Ward, we know that man has a cannon. You have your deep threat in Calvin Ridley. You can throw it to him. You do not need a guy like Jaden Higgins to have one guy on one side and one guy on the other, and then you're stuck with no slot receiver because Van Jefferson and Treylon Burks are not the guys. Here's some other top wide receiver draft prospects. I mean, the one that pops off the screen to me for the Titans is Luther Burden. I think he'd be perfect. Trey Harris, also a great wide receiver. Jalen Noel, Emeka Egbuka. See Jaden Higgins there. We're not getting Tedero McMillan. He's going first round. I think Matthew Golden is also going first round. But a lot of these guys, if I'm thinking about the Titans, you need, with Cam Ward, how skilled he is, and he's going to go in and make an impact right away. Get him a slot receiver. Get him a small guy, quick guy that you can have screen passes to, and Calvin Ridley can block for him, and it's just going to open up this offense right away. Nonetheless, I still really like the pick. You get your wide receiver, and you get a very, very, very good wide receiver in Jaden Higgins. I absolutely love this pick. I really like it. I said it before, you need a wide receiver because you can't go in with that depth chart going into 2025. So grade Mel Kiper and Field Yates' basically Field Yates' mock draft. Grade it for me. Cam Ward and Jaden Higgins. A, B, C, D, or F down in the comments section of today's video. I'm going to give it an A. You get your wide receiver, and you get your quarterback, and you get your pair. You get to improve this offense, and it's going to be looking good come 2025. We're 8 days away from the NFL draft, man. 8 days away, and you're going to want to have all our coverage going. YouTube.com/Titans today. Hit that big red sub button. I'm Brett Alper, and as always, tighten up.